Saturday action from the RBC in the books, and it was a Mac attack in round 3. Robert McIntyre surging to the lead, now 4 shots clear. That a eagle putt at the par 5 17th from 30 feet. Great story here for McIntyre, who's got his pops on the bag this week, and well, the vibes are high and the play coming down the stretch simply spectacular. McIntyre playing his final 5 holes in as many under as he positions himself for what would be his first career PGA Tour victory. But that can be said of most of the first page of our leaderboard. CBS Sports golf analyst and host of the First Cut podcast, Rick Gehman, in with the first word. Rick, it's Bobby Mack really just head down, taking care of business next to someone that was struggling here on Saturday. What stood out to you about the round from McIntyre?
Yeah, I think it was a tale of 2 nines, or at least 2 portions of this round here, Joe. He got off to a little bit of a slow start. I thought he looked a little bit nervous. His game wasn't super sharp. He was spraying it all over the yard. And then when he got to that stretch starting at 14 that you referenced, 5 under over 4 holes from 14 to 17, he started to play with a lot more swagger, with a lot more confidence, and looked like a guy who had experience in the moment. Maybe the Ryder Cup experience goes a long way, but we're looking at a guy trying to get through the finish line on the PGA Tour for the first time, despite those 2 wins on the DP World Tour. So this was really cool to see him kind of overtake Ryan Fox and sprint to the finish line. And now he has the gift and the curse of sleeping on a large 54-hole lead.
He has felt the pressures of Sunday singles. He has worn his country's flag with honor and walked away a winner at the Ryder Cup just some months ago. But the pressure to stand alone and do it on Sunday on CBS will be something to behold. You mentioned Fox there and the struggles here on Saturday. It's also underlined here by the fact that this golf course played as easy as it has all week, by 2 shots just about. You always do such a great job of giving us an idea of what test was presented. Was this a matter of setup, things getting easier here for the field?
Yeah, well, it also helps that you get the best players through the cut line, the guys that are playing the best to help out that scoring average. But what we saw with the pin locations on Friday compared to Saturday was night and day. You know, there were a lot of really tricky spots yesterday, and you get those false positions where balls can kind of get away from you. We saw Rory McIlroy struggle with a couple of those during his round, and they were just much easier on Saturday, and guys were able to take a little bit of advantage. For Fox, it was the opposite, right? He got off to an unbelievable start, was making everything, and then I think he looked up, Joe, saw his name at the top of the leaderboard and tightened up. You know, he had a couple of putts for birdie that were woefully short. It looked like he was lacking confidence. It looked like the moment was getting away from him a bit. Experience
not on anyone's side here on Saturday, and such is the case for the first page of our leaderboard come Sunday. That is Rick Gehman with the first word. Rick, we appreciate you. Plenty more words from the great Rick Gehman on the First Cut podcast. You can get it anywhere you get your podcasts. Download, subscribe, and enjoy today. And for more, we head into the tower on 18, where our guy Trevor Immelman is standing by. Trevor, an entertaining Saturday, no doubt. It was Ryan Fox and Bobby Mack comprising that final pairing, but in many ways just ships passing in the night on Saturday. 4-shot different between them. As you take a look at the success and the struggle of one and the other, did those 2 feed into either at all here over, let's say, the final 9 holes of competition?
No, I don't know about that. It's just the normal ebbs and flows of competition and showing what a great golf course this is. It gives you so many options. The renovation has been amazing. The golf course has been presented so beautifully, and the players have been raving about it all week. And like I say, it gives you those options to decide how you want to play and how aggressive you want to be. But it's on a knife edge. So you've got to be careful, and you've got to play with great accuracy. And Bobby Mack played some beautiful stuff on the back 9. He caught fire there playing those last 5 holes in 5 under par, and he really has built himself a nice cushion going into Sunday, trying to get his first PGA Tour win.
For our second consecutive week, we will have a leader, our 54-hole leader, heading into Sunday with a 4-shot advantage. It was obviously Davis Riley a week ago getting the job done. We'll see if Bobby Mack can do that. 8 wins total in the top 10 as we look at this first page of the leaderboard, Trevor. 5 of them belong to Sam Burns. So much inexperience as you sift through those first few names. How do you think inexperience might play into what you expect to see come Sunday?
Look, it might have a little bit of a factor, but for somebody like Robert McIntyre, he's won a couple times on the DP World Tour. His last win was in 2022 at the Italian Open, so he's looking to win another Open here in Canada. He's got the experience from that. He's got the experience from the close call at the Scottish Open last year when he was dueling McIlroy, as well as the great vibes he's got from that awesome play that he had at the Ryder Cup last fall. So he's built up a nice bank of confidence that he's going to be able to rely on tomorrow. So I don't see him going away. I think he'll go out there and play a nice solid round of golf. And if somebody wants to come catch him, they're going to have to do what McIlroy did here in 2019. Remember, he came out on that Sunday morning, shot 61 and ended up winning by 7. Now, I've said all of that, but I'm looking down that leaderboard as well, and there's a name that's jumping out. It's Tommy Fleetwood, another guy that's looking for his first win on the PGA Tour. Great round today. Remember how close he came last year in the playoff with Nick Taylor. So let's just see what happens at the start tomorrow in some rainy conditions.
Oh, what a story it would be for Tommy Ladd. 7 players on the first page of that leaderboard trying to get their first one. And I'm glad you alluded to the Scottish last year and brought Rory McIlroy into the conversation, because when he's in striking distance, or let's call it shouting distance, he's always a topic, he's always a factor. But where do you take out the red Sharpie and draw the line? Are the 7s in play tomorrow?
Well, because of the history, and I'm just looking at the leaderboard over here, because of the history of him having that 61 in 2019, you know, I've got that in the back of my mind. I would say a couple of 7s there. McIlroy, Tom Kim, you got a Canadian guy, Corey Connors. Maybe they can go out and get off to a great start. Look, you're going to have to be 4 or 5 under on that first 9 and then see if you can keep it rolling after that. But with a 4-shot lead, this tournament is in Robert McIntyre's hands. If he goes out and shoots something in the mid to high 60s tomorrow, it's over.
Trevor Immelman, we appreciate you as always. However it goes down on Sunday, it's going to be a story to behold on CBS. We appreciate you as always, my friend.
Thanks, Joe.
The great Trevor Immelman, Jim Nantz, and our entire award-winning team will take you to the conclusion on Sunday at the RBC, normal place, normal time, CBS, and streaming on Paramount Plus beginning at 2:30 Eastern. Storylines everywhere you look at the RBC. Who will claim it come Sunday's end?